This video is sponsored by my patrons, the support of my patrons that have been there with me for many months, many years. If you enjoy this video, please know that I have created across the multiple years a collection of physical healing formulas. You can check whichever there is right here, whichever you need, and get them a la carte, or join the Omega tier and have access to the entire collection, as well as many different workshops that I'm offering monthly. I hope that this helps you on your spiritual path, that you can help me by supporting my channel, and thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you feel called to. Take care. Welcome. Together today we are talking about the skin. We are talking about the skin of humans, a skin of us, because it's different from the skins of animals. Obviously there's a physiological similarity, but because we do not have hair, it just acts differently energetically speaking. So just bear in mind that everything I'm going to share is about the energetical skin, the astral skin that is right here, but you know, we're not talking about the physical skin. Although, you know, how can you separate them? So we're talking and then we're healing, we're doing all of this. This is part of the organ series. This is the first organ, the largest one, which is our skin. And yes, it's a bit of a mental backflip to think of the skin as an organ, but that's what it is. It is here to, you know, it is here like any organ to transfer, to work through, to digest. And the skin is here to digest the light that we're around, the different toxins, the different part of the air that we're breathing in. It's porous to water. Our skin does everything. The energetical skin is here as a liminal space. We're between the inner and the outer. We're between two states, which one is non-matter, and then there's the matter that we meet, but that we actually never touch. We're never touching the chair. We're close by, but we're not touching. You've never touched your own skin. You've never touched any other person. This is really a backflip. And your being is also made of matter and non-matter. So there's that consideration. So the more I was welcoming in the channelings of skin, it was all about the frontiers, the barriers, the boundaries, and that meeting of what is you and what isn't. When you zoom into skin, you can see that it's all those crisscrosses. Our skin has a specific pattern that changes, you know, whether it's the fingertips or the back of the hand or the inside of the elbow. It still has that crisscross pattern that we call the diamond pattern, and it came through to me, this language, through the bark of trees. There's a specific trees that have this diamond pattern, including the ash tree, that has been such a beautiful guide for me lately. The ash tree is also a guide of the inner and the outer. So I was like, oh, does this have to do with the skin, the diamond pattern? And yes, it is. So the ash tree is a bridge. It's a liminal space holder, let's say, and our skin is just doing the same. So we're going to start the healing, the formula right here, right now. I have a smoky quartz. It's a very gray, very gray type of healing, and gray is often seen as, you know, devoid of light, as sad and gloomy, but I'm finding a lot of rest and peace in gray lately. I don't know if it's October or if it's just the absence of color after so much brightness of summer. It feels soothing to me, and I felt like this smoky quartz was going to be very soothing too. So I'm going to zoom in on it and start the acupuncture balm. Everything that will come through, you will see. I'm excited. I'm also very nervous. I usually feel very confident when I'm sharing those healing formulas, and I know where I'm going. And with the skin, it's totally a new territory. feels like a new territory. There's a lot of shame about skin because it's literally on the outside. So, for example, I don't have the best skin ever. I do take care of it in the way that I'm supposed to, but you know, the skin is a reflection of what's going on in your inner life, what's going on in your body, and also what you've been exposed to outside. So, our skin, and we can see it with all those skincare routines, our skin is really under a bright light lately, and people can feel very judged and very vulnerable with regards to their skin, and it feels like it is understood that our skin is a reflection of our health, of our discipline, our okay, so the more I talk about this shame and this vulnerability of our skin, the more grounded I feel. So that's great. That was something that we needed to talk about, I guess. I'm always here to say no judgment, only compassion, because there's so much more that comes into it. And it's very reductive to say that our skin is, you know, controllable, as if we could control it, as if we could control acne or any type of thing that would happen with our skin. Like, it is not controllable. It's a reflection of our insides, and yes, you know, to do shadow work and to try to change your lifestyle as much as possible is going to be reflected on your skin. But there's also things like genetics. There's a lot of things like stress, like trauma, that play into how your skin looks. And anything that has to do with illness, with disease, with autoimmune diseases, like any type of illnesses, when it has to, you know, be with our body, we feel we're in control, but we're not. No one's choosing to have cancer. No one's choosing to have any type of illness, of discomfort with the body. We're here to take care of the body, and we're here to do what we can do, you know, but it's not something that we can fully fix just with whichever lifestyle change, nutrition change. Like, obviously some of those are going to work, but if you are very stressed, if you are living a life that is any type of way, then you know your body is going to react to it based on what it has experienced or what it believes is happening, what our emotions are, you know. So yeah, we're not fully in control, no matter how much we'd like to be. So I wanted to share that, you know. I feel like we have to have a looser hand with how we think of health and appearances and anything, because that's not doing us any good to think like we can control our own full health, or others are able to do the same with them, you know. It's a journey, it's a dance, it's a balance, and yeah, finding more peace with that and loving ourselves regardless. And also, like, who's to say this is not beautiful, right? Like, it's only a perspective. I have a lot of ways in which I used to look at myself and really just criticize the reflection in the mirror. And it still happens to a certain extent, but much better, because now I'm actually, like, I've been challenging myself for the past few years, where I'm like, I'm not gonna do this criticism. I'm actually going to appreciate what's there, and, you know, be like, who says? Who says this is ugly? So yeah, I try to treat what is unhealthy. I try to treat what is objectively unhealthy or could pose as a threat, like, for example, you know, skin cancer. But I'm not going to be there and try to control what isn't, or to mimic anything else. I don't know where I'm going, but I hope it helps you. I hope that discussion is helping. So let's start. I want to start into the healing. Let's start. Smoky quartz for the win. So smoky quartz, as you can see, it has brown and gray, and it's such a protective protective energy, and I wanted to kind of have this as the paintbrush of this healing, let's say. The healing is coming out through the hands and transmitted through the smoky quartz that is like a paintbrush that is going to touch just one cell of your skin and then ripple out throughout the body. I'm seeing like the need to just touch one area and then, just letting the entire drop of healing ripple throughout you and adapt to wherever it's needed. I'm not saying that this healing is here to fix your acne, wrinkles, or whatever. This is for you to be in touch with your skin, with your energetical skin, and to see how making more peace with it can let you listen and hear and take in to account. And maybe healing happens that way. Maybe you feel better in your skin. Maybe you feel better and it looks objectively better, let's say, but it's more like finding absence of judgment, finding compassion, finding love, appreciation for what and how your skin looks like. We're gonna create that diamond structure that we talked about. So letting that light language come through, sending all those patterns for love, beauty, sacred geometry, symmetry. I know that's a word that comes back a lot, symmetry, but I really feel like I'm getting attuned to the right way of creating structures for you. Not that you have to have a symmetrical face to be beautiful or whatever. You're beautiful, that's it. Symmetry as in energetically speaking. Which means a structure that is built on both and can stand on its own. Reminder, we're not just talking about the face, okay? This is your entire skin, including the scalp. The element of water is coming through. It feels like a fountain of youth is coming through. And not as in youth versus aging, but as in liveliness coming through. As in the flow being restored. As in life, being a dance with life. Yeah. I feel the need to talk about safety, security, because we're talking about liminal space, the inner, the outer. A lot of our stress can go into the sacral. A lot of, not feeling safe enough, being held enough by the root can affect the sacral and your digestion, create, digestion issues that affect the sacral and therefore affects your skin. That's how I see it. So really, really, really focusing on security, on feeling safe in your body. And there's, a lot of ways that we don't feel safe that are not because of us, but because governments are at war and impact the life of its civilians, or you live in an earthquake zone or near a volcano, whatever could be in this difficult life, difficult time on planet Earth affect your sense of security and safety. And so if that is something that you're going through, and even if you don't feel like that's something that's going through, it might subconsciously, because it's repeated throughout social media and the mainstream media, I would consider going through the heart womb healing that I shared a few months ago. I'll link it to build that sense of safety. A relative safety, of course, but the sense of safety divinely speaking. Knowing that, your soul is safe, like creating that reality, that sensation. Knowing that, yes, it might not be easy every day, but it might not be, it's really hard to say those words, but yeah, to create that sensation. So I've been holding the sacral like this for the past few minutes. I've also been interrupted non-stop by street sounds, so the hold has actually been there for like more than 10 minutes. Feels much better. Yeah, I would recommend a good steam shower after this, if you can. Let the water purify. And embrace you. Maybe there's a change of water as well needed. That's very random. But yeah, maybe there's a shift from tap water to spring water to filtered water to preyed upon water. Yeah. Is there a shift you need? Yeah. Thank you so much for receiving this formula. Please watch it as many times as you want. I am going to say thank you to you. Thank you to the smoky quartz. Thank you for this moment. Thank you to our skin. Thank you for being such a beautiful agent of protection, of reflection, of taking in the world. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. Taking in the light, taking in the oxygen, the sun, the moon, and everything. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.